this is my goal. I want to meet 5 people, okay? Maybe I want to meet 10 people that are really great prospects or really great contacts, okay?
Hi, I'm Jen from Smart Capital Center. Welcome to our investor education series for commercial real estate. Smart Capital Center is a tech company that seeks to help you succeed in your commercial real estate investing. We do this by giving you ultra-fast, same-day property valuation using our AI tool, by offering you a wide range of affordable loan quotes, and by constantly guiding you with educational contents like this so you can make more intelligent and profitable investing decisions. In this episode, we're joined by Ari Smith, Executive Vice President at Riverside Abstract. He's a commercial real estate networking expert who takes pride in helping people navigate the whole investing process. Today, he will share with us the importance of networking and how the relationships and connections you form can help you get great deals.
Why do you think real estate networking is important, especially to investors in real estate?
Well, listen, an investor, they have to have deal flow. If there's no deal, there's no business.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to speak to people who have the deals, or who have the other investors who also want to invest in deals. They can co-invest together, utilize that as opportunities to figure out what's going on in the market, what deals are out there. You always constantly got to be schmoozing, talking, and hey, working on any deals, anything interesting. So it's very imperative for investors to go out there, to network, meet with people, and develop relationships. But the bottom line is, investors, they got to get out there if they're gonna get deals, that really matter to them, from people who really care about them and want to send them really good stuff. They have to get out there and network.
How do you do networking, especially in this time of pandemic where you cannot go to conferences in person, and you cannot just barge into like a conversation like the old times?
Sure. So interestingly enough, I was thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm like, I used to always go to all these networking events, and thank God, there's this saying that that God sends the medicine before the illness. So for COVID-19, the 2 medicines were Zoom and LinkedIn, were created and existed before COVID-19. So I started to be heavily involved in LinkedIn. Before, it was okay, maybe you do like LinkedIn for 20 minutes or whatever, you kind of peer in a little bit what's going on, people do an interesting post here and there. But now, to me, LinkedIn is an ongoing 24/7 real estate networking event.
So how do you think, or what advice can you give real estate people about networking? Like, how do they start? What do they need to have?
People, you have to understand, people want to hear you. They want to know your story. I always ask people when I meet them, what's your real estate story? Everybody has one. Everyone has a story, and everybody wants to tell it. And when you realize that everybody has a story and wants to tell it, I have a story that someone wants to hear. People want to hear your story, especially if you're working with someone that's relevant. What's your story? That's one of the first questions that I ask. You have to have the right questions to ask. Sometimes people are like, well, I don't know what to say. What do I do? What do I say? What's your real estate story? How did you get involved? What inspires you? Like, what are some of your role models? And people like to talk about that, and people get very, very passionate and real, genuine, authentic feelings come out. And when those come out, genuine connections come out, and people get a little bit vulnerable, and that's where real connections really start happening. So realize everyone has a story. Everyone wants to share their story. And you kind of have to, be like Oprah. She was so good at listening and being genuinely and authentically interested in hearing people's story and giving them their space. So I kind of try to be like the, white male Jewish Oprah.
And it's nice to also hear stories, especially those stories that you can hear success. It's very inspiring and that you can learn from it. Do you think everyone can do real estate networking? Because I think courage needs to, they need to have courage and they need to have confidence to do that.
I think so. I think it'll be, there's gradations. I think that it'll be easier for some people. And if someone is, having a struggle with that, there are different ways and tricks to kind of pump you up before you going to networking. Have a strong cup of coffee. You need to have a lot of energy. You need to have a ton of energy before you start networking. Okay, so have do whatever it takes. Have a strong coffee, obviously, all legal and everything like that. A strong cup of coffee. Exercise gives you energy. Read something interesting. Always have something interesting to share. Okay, sometimes you're not sure, like you want to share your whole entire life story. Okay, fine, but constantly find something to share. You got to really get your head in the game. God willing, we're gonna have networking events again. A lot of times I'll have this attitude that I'm the host of the party, and I'll just be, hey, thanks for coming. You kind of like, you're standing like towards the front, or you're like by the bar or wherever the venue is, and you make eye contact with someone, and they come and goes like, hey, thanks for showing up for whatever, this real estate summit. It's really great that you're here. Because when you're like the host, or you have the host mentality, you become friendly, you become empowered, you become the person that people want to talk to. It just develops confidence. This is my goal. I want to meet 5 people. Okay, maybe I want to meet 10 people that are really great prospects or really great contacts. Okay, I want to walk away with, just have a goal. Okay, so that focuses your mind. I want to come away with this event with 5 really great contacts. So what you're going to do is, when you have this host mentality, say, hey, welcome. Oh, it's great. It's great that you're here. Thanks for coming. Are you the host? No, but I just, I like welcoming people. You don't have to pay like, whatever it is, thousands of dollars to be like, considered the host. Just say like, hey, I'm the host, pretend it, fake it till you make it. No, just like welcoming people, trying to make people feel comfortable. And people appreciate that a lot.
Yes.
And then you start talking with someone and they say, oh, this guy is, is doing X, Y, and Z. And I mean, what I'm about to say, it definitely helps if you have ADD like I do. Before in high school and elementary school, it was to the detriment, but now it's coming out to my advantage in the networking real estate world. And you start, hey, you know what? You got to meet this guy. I just spoke to this guy, and we have to meet. You guys definitely have to exchange. And people really appreciate that. Making an introduction, a live introduction, people appreciate that, because again, you don't want to be the guy that's going over to the person to introduce yourself. So you just save them that thing that you don't like. So you're adding value right then and there.
So for the last part, would you like to share how Riverside Abstract or your company help investors in real estate networking?
Sure.
Or all the things that you want to share about Riverside Abstract?
Sure. So Riverside Abstract understands this very well, and that's why we have one of the best real estate networking and education departments, where we facilitate the latest, the hottest new trends in real estate through our events, through now virtual events, through Summit. We have.
Great. Thank you, Ari. You did indeed give us a lot of insights and very relevant information about real estate networking. So I'd be happy to share it with everyone as well.
All right. Thank you. Sure. Anytime.
So there you have it, guys. Great insights by Ari. Made me realize even more how forming relationships and connections can be so valuable. So when the pandemic ends, go out there and meet up with the real estate community, or even now through Zoom, LinkedIn, or other social media platforms. You never know where your next interaction will lead to. Again, this is Jen from Smart Capital Center. For more contents like this, subscribe to our channel and follow us on our socials.